Chris Smith with Delta Media Group and Real Estate Marketing and Technology Magazine. Today, I'm checking in with Kelsey Fulton and Shelley Johnson of Coldwell Banker Tomlinson, Spokane, to talk about how they've harnessed DeltaNET to reach their clients, as well as what it means to be a part of the Realty Alliance. Thank you both for joining me today.
You're welcome. Good morning.
So we'll begin things with Shelley. How does the opportunity the Realty Alliance provides to meet with a small group of other owners of large companies give you access to different types of solutions?
So the Realty Alliance is a tremendous organization. We've been members for over a decade. I want to say close to 15 years now. I belong to other groups of real estate brokerage owners. And if I had to give them all up, I would still hold on to the Realty Alliance with both hands because a couple reasons. First, we're talking about mostly the largest brokerage operators in the US. So these are folks who are largely engaged in the same challenge that I am. Second, there are all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of parts of the company, or all sorts of parts of the country, forgive me, and different affiliations. So you've got franchisees, you've got independents, all walks of life, but all are profitable and successful. And that's really important to me. So it gives me the chance to get together with people who are not direct competitors, who really know what we're doing, and to learn from them.
And how does the Realty Alliance support Vista, your affiliated title company?
So there's a separate subgroup for title operations. Those folks meet independently of the executive leadership group. And I know that Anthony Corolla, the CEO of Vista, engages very directly with that group, goes to both in-person and virtual meetings, and same thing, learns and grows on the basis of innovative ideas that that group has.
And have you found any benefits joining the Realty Alliance that maybe you didn't expect until you got into it?
Yeah, I would say I didn't expect the level of candor that I get from other brokerage operators. You know, I'm used to sort of mixing and mingling with brokerage operators that function in our markets. And as you might imagine, we've got sort of competitive notions that inhibit some of the conversations that we have by necessity. And when I go to Realty Alliance meetings, I have the opportunity to really look under the hood of other successful brokerages and let them look under our hood as well.
And this is for either of you. What were some of the key factors in your decision to partner with Delta Media Group over other technology providers?
Shell, do you want to answer that, or do you want me to?
Sure. I can start because I was the one who really sort of selected DMG from a host of competitors several years ago. A couple of things. First, we had a solution that was being offered through our franchisee network that was not working well for us by virtue of our size and scope. We're a multi-state organization, and the solution that they were offering really didn't work well in multiple geographies, multiple MLSs. So we looked at a variety of providers and narrowed it down to three who could do a few things: provide us with a CRM, provide us with a digital marketing platform, and provide us with a website as three of the key ones. And we were looking at that time at cost as a consideration, the ability to have onshore customer service support as a consideration, and then really just sort of the accessibility and service mindedness of the leadership at the three vendors that we talked to. And candidly, DMG was head and shoulders above all three. It was an easy decision.
And Kelsey, what are some of your favorite brokerage website features that you have?
So, and to piggyback a little bit on Shelley with the offering, our franchise did offer us a new tool in the last 18 months. And so we have done a pretty heavy evaluation of that solution and DMG, and just the scope of what DMG can do as far as marketing, open house capture, website, landing pages. It just at this time continues to be a much better fit for us. And as far as what the website offers for our brokers in office, I think the ability to customize and use video, as well as really personalize, but at the same time for our less tech savvy agents to be an out of the box plug and go and have it look aesthetically pleasing, easy for the consumer to use. I think there's a lot of really good tools for the consumer, and agents, if they want to customize, have that ability. But if they don't want to do that, it is ready for them to use just out of the gates.
Is there a feature in particular that stands out for any of the agents that they've really found that maybe they didn't think they would use and now are using more than they would think?
I think probably the most used tool, and one of the tools we talk about the most, is that open house connector, the ability to have a sign-in opportunity at open houses and capture the information, have it directly integrated into your CRM so that at the end of your open house, those people are automatically getting in and immediately getting communication from you. There are other technologies that offer that. However, it's not directly integrated, and it's not something that is customizable at that level. And the fact that agents can use that same QR code if they're doing an event or something else, that it goes beyond the scope of just sitting in open house. If they're doing a bridal show or a trade show, that they can use that same technology to have people sign in and capture information and then continue to market without having to really do a ton of work to get that communication out.
And is there anything as a broker that you found as far as tools in the DeltaNet that are useful to you?
I think that probably what we're using most for that is the lead parsing into agents and allowing them to set up their areas by zip code so that agents can opt in or opt out based on the areas that they service. I also think that there's a tremendous tool set for us, and the fact that we do cover so many different areas that agents can see and access information. But as far as parsing things from the franchise for, we don't have a problem with that. Things can come into one place where they can manage and see all those tools. And we have some great reporting and insight just into how our agents are using the technology, as far as, are they logging in? What are they doing in there? How are leads being distributed? And how are agents leveraging that platform?
And how does the Realty Alliance, including only the largest full-service real estate firms, deliver information and ideas better than other networks?
Couple ways. One, as I'm getting information from other sources, so let's say Inman, Housing Wire, some of the large, I don't know, fire hose sources of information, let's call them that, in addition to vendors who are trying to sell me something. It's really challenging for me in the course of an average day to parse through all of those bits of information and figure out what's important for me to pay attention to and what isn't. I know that there are some nuggets in there, but there's also a lot of noise. The Realty Alliance is pretty special in the sense that Craig Cheatham, the CEO and president, really understands what we want to hear about as brokerage executives. So if it's coming from him, I know it's something that's worthy of my attention. The other avenue, of course, is from my peers who are members. If it's coming from them, it's something that they've tried and liked, or on occasion, it's something that they've tried and failed miserably with. And so it's either a great example or a horrible warning, one of the two, but it's useful for me to know about regardless.
And how do they give you access to ideas and solutions that you might not get otherwise?
Typically, it's through our in-person meetings. We meet in person twice a year in the executive group. We meet in the backyard of one of the member companies. So we've got host companies who will give us a little bit of a personal look under the hood of their organization as a part of the meeting. And we also have small forum groups that break us out into groups of 10 or 12 companies. We spend several hours with that group. During the course of the meeting, typically we've got presentations that we bring to the meeting about a variety of topics and really get into the nitty-gritty of things that we're working on and challenges we have.
Well, I think connecting all the departments is extremely important for success. How does the Realty Alliance help your firm tap into specific ideas in each of those areas of the company that you might not learn about from a CEO-only sharing group?
So the Realty Alliance has subgroups that also have in-person meetings and periodic virtual meetings. The ones that we have really found to be particularly of value have been around marketing and IT, and then also around our finance and accounting group. Our CFO belongs to the finance and accounting group and attends those meetings and finds a lot of value from them. So as an example, we recently moved accounting platforms from kind of a legacy solution that really wasn't being updated and didn't work well for us anymore, but we were candidly afraid to leave because we were concerned about things that might break in the transition. there was a Realty Alliance member who had already used one of the accounting platforms that we were considering going to. They've got some similarities to us, some of the same challenges. We knew if it was working well for them, it would work well for us. And we've been able to collaborate with that particular tech platform vendor as brokerages to help influence them in terms of features and services that we want going forward. So it's been a real win.
Now, how does your firm benefit from their advocacy efforts, whether it's within the industry or the legislative or regulatory bodies out there?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about sort of before times and current times. And when I say before times, I mean prior to some of the candidly distracting scandals that NAR has experienced recently. You know, we used to have a direct line with the Realty Alliance to various legislative groups through the Realty Alliance that was useful, but I didn't really understand the benefit beyond our advocacy arm through NAR. I will tell you that now that NAR has become a little bit challenged, it's very useful for us to have a voice with electeds that doesn't go through NAR avenues, still allows our voices to be heard. You know, we as brokerage owners typically are what I'll call sort of large small business owners. The volumes look large, but the revenues are much smaller, as we know, and the margins are even thinner than that when you talk about net income. We need a voice with our electeds to help them understand that we are, at the end of the day, relatively small business owners trying to feed our families like everybody else. And the Realty Alliance really offers a valuable avenue for that.
Well, we are super proud to have you as part of the DeltaNET family. And I want to close with this. Do you feel that DeltaNET has what you and your agents need to be competitive and thrive in the market in 2024?
We do.
Yes, we do.
Is there anything that would be missing or any suggestions you would have moving forward into the next year that you'd like to see out of DeltaNET?
You know, I'm part of the group that meets on a monthly basis with Franklin as far as the advisory groups. And I think that that's provided a really great voice for the companies that are using it and the large companies that are using it. And so I think that the product team there has been really thoughtful with the new rollout of the user interface that we're very excited to be rolling out actually currently. And so I think off the top of my head, is there something that can be done? No, but even in those advisory group meetings and hearing how other people are using it and what changes are coming down the pipeline, it's been a really beneficial thing for all of us.
Well, I know you stay busy, so I want to thank you both for taking the time to join me today and wish you best of luck in the future. And let's touch base again down the road to hear about more of your success, okay?
That sounds
Let's do
great.
it.